Hello, all of you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Agents of Reflection Scar. Episode 5, Center Stage. This is one of our Digimon tabletop RPG campaigns being run with our custom Scar system, or Stories and Creatures in Alternate Realities. This system is available for open playtest on our Discord as well as on itch.io, so go take a look and let us know what you think. For now, though, we will begin with introductions, starting with Maddie.
Hey guys, my name's Matty Arasu. You can find me on twitch.tv/MattyArasu. I've been a storyteller for a great long time, and thank you, Zem, for having me on to be a storyteller here.
Oh, absolutely, cutie. Hello, everybody. I am Razim, and I am playing as Cashel, the Shadow Metal type Kudamon, Master of Infiltration. Or at least he will get there. But off to David.
Hi, I'm Merl, and I'm playing David, the basic type Galmon. Off to Hyro.
Hello! I'm Ren, playing Hyro the Renamon, Light and Shadow type. On to you, Sammy.
Hi, my name is Gabriel Gibgab, and I'll be playing Sammy, the Wind Fire type Digimon, also known as Bird. On to you, Wyatt.
Hello, I am Azure, and I'll be playing Wyatt, the Electric Metal type Pulsemon.
Alright, and for the recap, let's turn that over to Hyro.
Wait, what?
What?
Wyatt, can you send me the note?
Yep, working on it. Already ahead of you.
You can hear Azur's blood pressure going down and Ren's spiking.
Is
Oh,
Ren
yes.
unprepared?
Alright, Cashel, David, Hyro, and Sammy, and Wyatt stand in front of a large, heavily...
Nope, that's the episode 1.
Oh.
There's a thing
Oh
on the
my
side.
god.
To a good start.
Deep in the wooded foothills... Nope. God dang.
It's session 4 is what you're looking for.
What a bad boy.
The session started with Hyro having his one-on-one conversation with Miss Ribbon. He questioned him on what he's been doing in his Digimon form and how he feels about it. Hyro answered that he feels more himself in his other form, but he hasn't slept in it and hasn't considered doing so. He assured her that if he did start having those thoughts, he let Miss Ribbon know. Miss Ribbon then told Hyro that she is not there to discourage healthy experimentation, that while valuing Castillo's theory about the consequences of overusing the Digimon form is concerning, that's all the more reason to collect more data. She encouraged Hyro to indulge himself, and even offered compensation for such experimentation. Hyro told Miss Ribbon that he would think about her offer and get back to her after the agent's next mission before leaving. Meanwhile, the rest of the group was buying supplies at the first annex. Cashel went a little doomsday prepper with his purchases, having gotten many things. Semi has acquired his own list of supplies which, while less extensive than Cashel's, was still quite a few things. David and Wyatt seemed almost underprepared by comparison. Hyro rejoined the group as Cashel finished explaining the reasons behind each purchase to an prettiest Wyatt and made his own purchases. Cashel then put an arm around David and led him to an elevator in a very menacing fashion. Cashel took David to the kitchen to get the chef to teach David how to cook properly to make sure there would never be a repeat of the mutiny of 2025, as Cashel put it. The chef, Xing Yang, offered a field survivor guide with receipts to aid David in his culinary endeavors. The others, having kept their distance from a menacing Cashel, took the next elevator, which slammed shut and made a deafening loud hum as they went to exit, enforcing Sammy's fear of elevators. before it returned to normal as if nothing happened. Hyrule also informed the party that Miss Raban has more contracts for the agents once they finish their interrogation. After some idle conversation and training between David and Sammy, the agents decided to turn in for the night. The next morning, the group conveyed at a cafeteria up much earlier than most due to Cashel. So early, in fact, the breakfast buffet had not been set up yet. But Shin offered to make the agents their own breakfast instead. Cashel asked for some ridiculous order. I refused to memorize with liquor, but settled for a country-style omelet. The liquor still included for the whole group. Everyone
It
else
was
had
a
their...
robin egg omelet with coriander made French style, red caviar in that. And of course the licorice liqueur. And yes, I would like all of that with some Arnold brick oven white with boysenberry jam, not raspberry. No, the raspberry just does not work with the Arnold brick oven. You gotta use the boysenberry, okay?
He misspelled boysenberry as poisonberry.
Okay. Everybody else had their orders taken except Wyatt, who was nearly forgotten before the others pushed him to speak up. Sammy also said, "Surprise me," for his order. Shin decided to make this a game and made another agent's preferred breakfast, telling Sammy that if he could guess who it was, he'd get a prize. The group sat down waiting for the meal, enjoying the liquor except for Wyatt, who asked for tea instead. Cachot and David have no problems holding their liquor. Hyrule definitely felt it, but Sammy got very drunk. And when the food came out, was too inebriated to succeed at Shin's game. As the agents finished their meal, Cachot asked for an extra omelet to go. The agents went to the infirmary to interrogate their captive, managing to get past the Garamon receptionist who didn't know how to spell or type. The party approached the guarded room. Hyrule opted out of taking part in the interrogation, having stayed outside watching through a one-way window. And Cachot's method of bringing the captive's food and showing him kindness seemed to have worked, as the agents learned that the group that attacked the bunker was after international communication involving Merl with the intention to kill Valen Castello over ethical differences. They also discovered that Merl only did the bare minimum to make sure the captive wouldn't die, having left many less life-threatening injuries untreated and even uncleaned. Cachot took to cleaning the wounds as he questioned the man. Eventually, Cachot asked the others to leave in an attempt to calm the captive down and make him more cooperative. Unfortunately, the captive took this as a cue that torture was about to begin. The captive revealed that he used to be affiliated with Merl, which explained how he got a Digimon form, though the man said he hadn't been abandoned by his allies and a bond of loyalty was broken. He still refused to give information on his former allies, believing it would surely lead to their capture and or death. Cachot soon caught on what the captive, Cachot soon caught on that the captive, though he was going to torture him, and assured him that he would never resort to such methods. The captive insisted that the Merl would give them the power to overwrite their free will, but Cachot honestly answered that he had no idea if something like that has even existed. To help with the man's time in captivity, Cachot gives him a Steam Deck. Moved by Cachot's gift, the captive man offered Cachot his name, Ishmael Voss, and his call sign, Conan, and implores that Cachot look into his files from his time at Merl and investigate farther from there. Cachot gives the captive his own name and call sign in return, and tells Ishmael that he will check in on him later before concluding the interrogation. Upon exiting the room, Cachot insisted to the guards that Ishmael be allowed to keep the Steam Deck. At first, the guards argued with him, but Cachot managed to convince him. Having gone to Miss Raban's office, the agent saw a dark furred creature at some kind of rave on the screen. The agents ignored that at first, given that their report of what they learned from the interrogation is more important. Having learned of the plans on Valen Castello's life, Miss Raban started making preparation for Merl going into lockdown mode. Cashel then informed her about the steam deck, causing her to chew him out, asking if any of the agents know what they've done. Wyatt responded that no one had told any of them anything about what they were going to do, to which Cashel added that they weren't informed about fixation until they were on the field. Reban explained that Merl deals with digital threats. Regardless of the device can connect to the internet, it could have already been tampered with. Upon being informed by Cashel that the Steam Deck was purchased on the base, Miss Reban apologized for losing her temper and told the agents that she will make sure that the agents receive the information they still lack. The conversation then moved to contract, and the agent decided to take one involving the creature at the rave. This creature turned out to be a black Galgamon at a furry convention in California, presumed by the attendees to be a furry in a very advanced suit or something and have him named Aiddo. It was the agent's job to deal with the creature and make sure its true nature wouldn't be discovered. Upon asking how they should remove it, the agents are told to destroy the creature's digicore, effectively killing it. The agents were understandably horrified at the go-to method of dealing with Digimon by Merl and decided to resolve things in a less violent way. The agents split up to get things settled before they leave, agreeing to reconvene at the mess hall. First, David and Hyrule went back to the Fresh Annex to purchase sleeping bags. Secondly, Wyatt returned to the infirmary to question Ishmael, and Wyatt asked if Ishmael had ever been to the other world, what he knows about it, and what happened to a normal human who ended up there. Ishmael answered that he had not been to the other world, but he knows it was filled with strange creatures, a world quite physical despite being digital. He also said with the dangerous creature inhabiting that world, as well as the atmosphere or properties of that world that could prove harmful, a human would most likely die. Wyatt seemed dissatisfied with these answers, but as he went to leave, Ishmael questioned Wyatt on his reasons for the questions. Wyatt responded with no reason in particular, because if there was a reason, it would be a conflict of interest, and then left. Finally, Cashel and Sammy went to talk with Valen Castillo. The large reinforced vault doors opened to reveal Valen in the darkness. Cashel asked Valen for a way to return a Digimon to their own world without harming them. Valen responded that beyond opening a rift to send them through, there's really no good way to accomplish that. And that was the reason the option of killing was so prominent. Cashel asked whether a device to transport or capture Digimon was ever developed. Valen told Cashel that it was. A prototype was even made, but production was ordered to be shut down for reasons unknown to Valen. Cashel told Valen that he thought Valen was in charge of Merl, which seems to make Valen uncomfortable. That is where we left off.
Good job with the recap. And thank you, Azure, for keeping such detailed notes. Again, you've managed to remind me of things that even I had forgotten about.
It's a success.
Now, back to your line of questioning, Cashel, if I may.
Oh, absolutely. I am very eager to know this answer.
So, at your initial questioning, okay.
Jim and _ tipped $10. Enuke sandwich protocol.
Thank you for the tip there, Geemond. That's the first tier of the tip goal completed.
Valen seems disturbed by the question. Conflicted almost. He's not sure whether to answer at all, nevertheless whether to answer, never mind whether to answer truthfully. But you've gone this far, and I don't imagine you want to turn back now.
Cashel's ready for the full answer.
Sammy is listening with rapt attention.
Sorry, what I mean to say is that Valen is currently recoiling and is not preparing to give you any answer.
Valen, you brought us into this organization. And we have, as we saw in the field, been woefully unprepared. We need to know what is going on at Mirrorpool.
Valen presses his hands together, lacing his fingers through one another. He says, I understand. Forgive me, I've forgotten your question. What was it?
Are you or are you not the one in charge of Mirrorpool?
Yes and no.
Will you please elaborate?
While it is true that I am the... that I am the head inductive authority at Mirrorpool, and that I, at any time, may grant or rescind the powers of accessing the other world. I believe that it is disingenuous to say that I am effectively the leader of Mirrorpool at this time. This has not been the case for at least 200-300 years.
Who is in charge then?
That's a delightful question. One that I'm afraid I don't have a certain answer to. But the one who provides me my briefings and exerts my will to the rest of Mirrorpool is, well, it is Madame Raban.
Are you a prisoner here?
Roll insight.
Right to the point.
Either of you may roll insight as well.
Go ahead. Or like both or either?
Either. One can help the other if you like.
I have no help with insight, I'm sorry. I'm completely useless at it.
Sammy's just distracted by a speck of dust in the air.
Sammy's listening. He just can't tell if he's lying.
Let's see here.
So
am I getting assistance or no?
Minsk and Boo.
No.
You forgot Boo.
Okay.
And it looks like you got a little help from Gimmond as well.
Thank you, Giemond. I feel like I'm gonna need that.
You will fall yet.
And an additional die.
Hey.
If I recall correctly, we also have a party reroll from last session that never got used.
Those get refunded.
Oh, okay. Good.
Oh no. There is no.
No, Hyro's not in the scene. He can't help.
Plus, we need to succeed the roll.
You hear the sound of metal creaking as he starts boring through the
Miss.
crowd.
Not enough air.
Oh my god, so much help from the chat.
I think the chat
Wow.
is very interested in this question.
This is like our third day here at Mirrorpool, and we're already asking the head of the hard questions.
I mean, this is Cashel. Are you really that surprised?
No, I didn't think it would be so soon.
Oh, we've been training him for a little bit, you know? That also helps. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm
no.
using that reroll.
Jeez.
You mentioned Ren, Mala. You've done this to us.
God, so just hearing Ren's name is enough for Karma to be like,
Good
nope.
job.
Or the
For
possibility,
RNG's us, yeah.
hearing the possibility of Ren helping, or the suggestion.
Come
Is enough.
on!
Something.
Oh,
Ooh.
there's something much better.
That's an exploding 10.
Oh, plus an exploding 10. Thank you. I will absolutely
Jesus
take that. And I am also going to Vigor push this so 9s explode.
Oh my goodness.
My God, you want the answer to this question more
Yes.
than anything. Wow. Okay.
I want the answer to all of my questions.
The exploding 10 adds a 2 right now, right? Apart from the rerolls. Or from the rolls.
Yes.
So right now would be at 8 plus the 3 here. So that's a 9
Yep.
so far.
I'll sold that one.
Oh, sorry.
That's a 10.
Okay. Is it off color for a storyteller to say what the threshold was?
Not at all.
Okay.
I've got the feeling that it was a lot lower than what I was,
No, because as much as I was making fun of you for like really, really, really trying to get this answer, I did make it very hard to get. But yeah, 10 blows it out of the water because all you needed was a 7. Valen can't even meet your eyes as he spits out an answer that he's clearly repeated hundreds of times. Seems you're not the only one who's asked this question. He says, I am under very tight security because of the nature of my powers. I'm very important. Central to Mirror Pool, in fact. That's the only reason I'm locked away here.
If you're going to lie to me, you should at least meet my eyes.
He winces a bit at that before finally lifting his gaze to meet yours.
Also, another note
Your-
for if you're trying to lie, definitely do not be looking to the left, because that is a dead giveaway as well.
You... Fine. You have been nothing but good to the agency so far. I suppose I can give you more details. But I need you to understand that the nature of my... whatever you would call this, imprisonment, if you must, isn't punitive. I've done nothing wrong, and they're not trying to punish me by putting me here. But it is, as I said, there is no greater threat to Mirror Pool than my injury or death. And Mirror Pool as we know it would dissolve in an instant if that were to happen. For that reason, long before you or any of your friends were alive, a committee that heads Mirror Pool outside of myself voted 7-3 to contain me deeper within Mirror Pool's headquarters. Over time, this containment escalated until he gestures around the darkened room, bearing only a bed and a radio, until I had naught but what you see here.
Are you... Does this not make you unhappy? I mean, I feel like I'd be a little unhappy if I had to spend all day here.
I think my relative happiness is irrelevant. so long as I'm ensuring the safety of our world and the other world.
Your happiness is important. Everyone's happiness is.
Valen doesn't seem to have an answer for that question. He simply turns his head to the left and says, "Sorry, did you need something? Or are you just here to pester me with inane questions I'm tired after centuries of answering?"
I was looking for information on the abilities that we have access to as well. We were not informed about vexation before we left, and I would like to know the full scope of that.
I see. Seems like I'll need to have another discussion with Asher. He was supposed to have taught you these things. Anyhow, vexation is the main power that you are gifted outside of your otherworld form. I'm sure you know how it's done by now, yes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Vexation, as you know, erases all memory of contact with mirror pool agents, at least in a very immediate time frame, and any encounter that one may have had with the other world. There's a bit of collateral damage, I'm afraid. It would be hard to erase only those memories. But that is the gist of it.
I appreciate the gist, but I would like to know the full extent of this other damage. I'm going to assume that it is basically they black out the entire period that they were interacting with us.
Valen opens his mouth, beginning to respond. But then the hiss of the airlocks opening from the outside interrupts him as the door begins its loud opening sequence. Moving quickly and looking in a bit of a panic, Valen grabs the radio from the other side of the room and slides it under the bed, before returning to his posture in front of you, trying very hard to look and act natural, terrible an actor though he may be, as none other than Celestia Raban should step into his chamber. "Oh, Valen. We have grave news. We believe there may be a security risk to Mirror Pool, and we're going to have to put you on lockdown. Kashel, Sammy, please, I need you to be wrapping this up."
Understood. Are there any other abilities that we have available to us other than vexation?
There are certain expansions upon your otherworld forms, but due to the increase in power that these expansions can provide, I'd prefer to elaborate on that when you've done a bit more for the agency. I'm sure you understand.
I have a quick question, if possible. How come, the creatures from the other world can get here? Because you mentioned rifts and stuff, but, what causes them to get here randomly like that?
To be truthful, any number of strange anomalies may cause a rift. It stems back a long time, long before even I was alive. But let me give you the answer that may best serve you. A rift can either be intentionally opened by someone like myself who has a connection to the other world. Elsewise, there are certain devices made with otherworld technology that can open a rift. But more likely, and more naturally, digicores serve as a host unto their own rifts. You see, digicores as we understand them at this time, he pauses and says, "Wait, do you know what a digicore is?"
Very excited.
Ah. Let me back up. So digicores, he begins doing this strange hand gesture, like he's trying to figure out how to word this in his head. Raban begins tapping her foot, clearly growing a bit impatient as he manages to stammer out. They are the essence of a creature from the other world. They are its heart, so to speak. And when such a heart is left in our world, it very much wishes to return to where it came from. However, it's not... With no easy physical means to return, and if it is not brought back by some other force, the digicore does what it must to return, and an unfortunate side effect of that is rifts.
So if a Digimon with a Digicore was left here long enough, they will open a rift. Can they use that rift to get back?
That's right.
Do we have Digicores somewhere in our Digimon form?
Not in the same way that true Digimon do. In essence, what I do is I take your... I hate to use the word soul because I know the religious connotations, but think of it as your soul, your life force, your being. I use that as the manifest for your digicore, as a supplement to your further Digimon being. And from that, your soul creates the form that you see on the outside. You were the bird, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Real digicores work in a similar fashion. They project a body around themselves. This is the Digimon that you know and communicate with. And I don't know how else to put it, but that they are the avatar of the data that rests within a digicore. Does this make sense?
Mm-hmm. If we stayed in our Digimon form for a long time, would we also open a rift or not?
Valen... How would Valen feel about this? I'm sorry. Let me check my notes here.
You're good.
I mean, you're asking really good questions.
Valen shrugs and says, "Truthfully, I don't actually know. And it's imperative, at least to my mind, that we never find out. After all, you would hate to be the cause of an outbreak, wouldn't you? To be putting innocent real-world lives in danger."
Well, of course. I'm just because you said we shouldn't stay in our forms for too long. I've never really
Exactly.
understood, I just never really understood, why? It's just like a don't do that, but what happens if you do?
He pauses and looks towards, forgetting names at the worst time. He pauses and looks towards Celestia, his mouth opening as if he means to answer. But Miss Raban will raise her hand and say, I'm sorry. That's all the time we have for questions. Please, I need you to leave this place.
Very well. You said the technology, the person to go look at the tech was another floor down, or was it up from here?
There is no further floor down from here. Apologies.
Alright.
They'll be on the second annex.
Thank you much. And thank you for the questions, Valen. I hope to see you again shortly.
Yes, of course. I suppose I'll see you when lockdown ends, he says with a pained smile.
He begins to walk out and gives Valen a little wave.
Cachel's going to make sure he's out of earshot of everyone before kind of looking at Sammy. Well, there is definitely something going on deeper beneath the surface here that warrants investigation, I think.
Yeah, I mean, for one, how is he hiding a radio in there? Like, you'd figure they had realized that. But even more importantly, what kind of music do you think he listens to?
Never change, Sammy.
Sammy's full of good questions today.
Sammy asks the right questions.
They are
Or questions, at
questions.
least.
I'm not sure I would say they are the right questions, but they are questions.
They're questions to help get to know Valen better.
It's a question of all time.
Well, for now, we're going to go see, insert name of him here, the guy that does the tech. John
Yes,
Davis? Jacob Davis, I think.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
No!
Oh my god. We're off to see Davis. At least that's where Cashel is going if Sammy's following. I don't know.
Sammy is very much following because Sammy's almost curious, about this whole rift business. For no reason whatsoever.
Before I follow them into this scene, can I get a reminder of where everyone else is at the moment? Okay.
Hyro's at the
So
mess
is
hall.
David.
Okay.
Wyatt came out of his talk with Ishmael. I think he might go to the training room to blow off some steam.
The plan was to meet at the mess hall when we were done with our various things.
But he
Indeed.
will. But he just needs to run for a little bit.
I need to clear up an inconsistency in the story real quick. When you said that tech guy was on the floor below or above this one, I assumed it was because I had said something to that effect. That wasn't the case. He is in fact on the third annex, the very bottom floor of Mirror Pool with the chief executives.
Okay.
Sorry, I blanked on that one.
Okay, good. We don't have to take an elevator.
Not yet.
Cashel is taking the elevator up.
Sammy's taking the stairs.
Pull him into the elevator.
Sammy is the one that actually prefers to take the stairs instead of the elevator.
It's for
Yep.
exercise.
Cashel,
Okay? Don't
Cashel
call me.
is putting a firm hand on Sammy's shoulder and leading him to the elevator. We don't have time for this. Let's go.
I have time to not die, okay?
You are not going to die in the elevator.
It tried to kill me already.
Blink,
Today,
blink.
or the day before even.
Oh, today, remember?
No, we slept after that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, tried to kill me yesterday. Look. I'm just saying, okay? There are digital threats, like, as you kind of get closer to the elevator, he's, like, panicking a bit more. Look, there are digital threats, okay? And I'm pretty sure there's something in the elevator, and I think it's trying to kill me, okay?
Yes, As he's just pulling Sammy onto the elevator. So tell me more about these.
Look, they mean it's trying to kill me, Daizo. I don't like it.
Go on, tell me more about these threats, the digital ones. Are they in computers?
I don't know.
You don't know? Then why are you worried about them?
Because it tried to kill me.
I'm not so sure about that. I mean, look, we're already here. And he steps off the elevator on the floor.
We got lucky this time, okay? I don't believe in souls and all that stuff. But if there's a demon Digimon, it's in the elevator.
Several, actually.
Literal god of death Digimon just wandering around Mirrorpool.
I don't know what's happening. Asher's in the elevator.
See, that wasn't so bad, though.
This time. You wait until you had what we had yesterday, okay?
Cashell's just going to pull out his kit, his electrician kit that he purchased.
None shall see me.
If anything
Though my
happens, I
battle
can
cry may
handle
give me
it.
away.
Well, fine. Then that means I'm gonna be riding elevators with you, just so I can prove you wrong.
I know exactly what Keepin's doing.
I mean,
Alright.
we're already off the elevator, Geeman.
I knew it.
We'll have to take another one eventually.
That's true.
Ah,
Unless
that's
you want to
fair.
take the stairs.
That's fair. We'll send it. I'll send it along and we'll hold on to it for next time.
Copy. As the door to the elevator opens, you are met with the third annex. Altogether, a lot more serious in tone than the second annex you're used to. With
Wait,
people in.
You said Davis was on the second.
I did, but I correct. Oh, do you mean just now I said that?
Yeah. When we
No,
were
my
asking...
correction was he's. My correction was he's on the third.
Okay. Well, either way, that...
Yeah.
As long as we wind up where we're wanting to go.
My bad. What Raban told you was wrong. He's on the third.
We go up to the second, look around for a bit. Well, back in the elevator.
Well, Raban's a fucking liar. Let's go back.
We're just walking around Mirrorpool aimlessly trying to find the one place we're looking for.
Looking for that "You Are Here" poster.
I am good with retconning it, but,
Sorry about that. But yeah, bunch of people in straight black suits, walking around, very very businesslike, very much what you imagine when you think Secret Service, complete with the ear jacks and everything. All but one 20-something-year-old fellow with short blonde hair and a gas mask hung around his neck. You know Jacob when you see him.
Jacob. Just the one I was looking for.
Oh, it's you.
Hey, nice to meet you again. How's things been going since training?
It turns out a lot of things were not covered in training.
Yeah.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Everything.
Oh jeez. I'm sorry.
Normally,
Well,
I would argue with an overgeneralization like that, but it is the most accurate term.
Well, hey, I'm here to help with whatever you may need. So, what's good? What do you need to know?
Well, first off, we are looking for a device that was made and prototyped for sending a Digimon back to their world.
Oh, you must be talking about the, He reaches down into his right, opening a drawer full of file folders. He thumbs through them a bit before lifting one out, and poring over the pages. Let's see. The transdimensional, no. Transworldly, no. Ah, yes, the otherworld transponder. What did you need with it exactly?
Well, there is a Digimon on this side that we would like to send back, rather than destroy.
Ooh. Okay. We're not really supposed to do that, but I guess the transponder's a good place to start.
Well, it would be far more beneficial to Miracle as a whole if we can send this particular one at least back, instead of getting into a fight to destroy them, because they are currently in the middle of a convention center, with a lot of eyes on them.
Oh. Yeah, I get you. And, that's the way a lot of our missions tend to be, but I mean, the transponder is good at opening rifts of its own, and that could lead to an even bigger problem. There's a reason we shut down production,
Well, we spoke with Valen, and he was not aware of why. I was hoping to take a look at it and possibly try to improve it to what we need.
I mean, if you say so. He hands you the file folder. You're gonna need this. The prototype you're looking for is penned up somewhere on this floor, but I don't have the authority to give it to you. You'll have to speak with someone in lockup.
Understood.
Out of curiosity as well,
Go ahead.
how long does a rift last?
A rift lasts until it's closed.
How do you close a rift?
See, here's where I could have used someone taking notes. There is a device that is capable of doing that, Canon, that Jacob would tell you all about right now. And I gave it a name when we were doing the auditions for this campaign, but I forget what that name is now.
The fire hose.
Fire hose.
Well, while auditions were not canon, so you can give it a new name.
Cool. We just like to call it the Siege Ender. It's something of a colloquial name. I don't actually remember the name we gave it when it was created.
Note that down, Azure.
So couldn't you
Wait till
use-
Tuesday.
couldn't you use the device to open a rift to send them back, and then just immediately close it once they get sent back?
You could, but any amount of uptime for a rift is too much in the eyes of our wonderful, all-seeing overlord, Miss Raban.
Are rifts always two-way, or is there a way to make a rift one-way only?
Now you're getting into levels of development that I never worked with. But surely there's some way to create a barrier between... I don't know. Now we're diving into real crazy quantum mechanics stuff, and I don't exactly have a computational math degree. I'm just the tech guy.
He nods.
I did need you to do a scan on this, by the way. He's going to hand over his personal Steam Deck. And there's also one that I have given to a prisoner that's currently in the infirmary, Ishmael. If you could do a scan of that and get it back to him as soon as possible, I would be very grateful.
Sorry to overuse insight rolls, but you'll need another insight roll here.
Good luck, Sim. He's taking that.
Jesus
Steam Deck
Christ.
away. It's over.
Ren!
Jeez! I can't!
When did it say
Way
anything?
to go,
No.
Ren.
It was... You're right. It was Mala. Mala brought up you helping me earlier, and that has cursed me this entire session.
Minsk and boom. You forgot boom.
Oh, that's
Oh.
okay. Aiddo just vaporized your dice.
Oh, thank you. Ugh.
It's an improvement of 4.
Functional.
You could boost it to make the 6 as a success.
Would you like to roll individually, Sammy?
If I don't have insight, do I just roll like an attribute and expertise?
Yes.
And that's it. You know, good enough. I wasn't sure if I could even do that. Well.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Whoa!
Oh no.
Okay.
Chain.
I wasn't that.
Just win.
Just win!
Yeah, see? It wasn't brought up that Sammy would get help, therefore Sammy's rolling well.
Or, you know, Sammy could be the noble of the group.
I think it's just the first one.
Yeah.
Somehow I didn't register you were using empathic. I would have given you another die, but
I mean, I'll take it.
Sammy, don't worry, Sammy. You don't need it. Not with a 5. Jacob's eyes visibly widen for a fraction of a second when Cashel speaks
I'm better on my own.
Cronin's name.
I'm
Awesome.
not there. I'm not there to help.
But he quickly corrects himself and says, "Okay, let's see. You just want a general security scan, right?"
Yes, so it is allowed for the network and all of that, and allowed to be in the building because apparently things sold at the annex above is not necessarily
Feel the
allowed.
backhand of justice.
Again,
Does he speak
we
like-
have not been told anything.
Sammy also like tilts his head as they speak, and after Excel finishes, he goes, "Would you happen to know him, by the way?"
I'm not going to make you roll another insight, especially because you rolled a 5 on the last one. Jacob very quickly follows up with what Cashel said, very intentionally trying not to answer your question. Okay, just go ahead and hand it over if you will, he said, gesturing for the Steam Deck.
He'll hand his over.
And then, being very careful never to look at or even turn in the direction of Sammy, he heads over to the computer at his office's desk and links it up to said device. Then, his eyes are glued to the screen with a kind of interest he absolutely must be faking.
Do I need an
Any-
insight check to realize that he's being weird about Sammy's question?
No, not at all.
Davis, would you please answer Sammy's question?
He shrugs and says to your face another bold-faced lie. He says, it's classified intel, pal. Sorry, hands are tied. And then gets back to searching.
That's all right. Kashel, do you think we could get permission to look into this?
I definitely think we could. In fact, I was planning to pull his file and peruse it. And it would be a real shame if I were to discover that our friend here were involved with this other friend and he lied to us. I understand he doesn't have very many friends here, so it would be a shame if he were to ruin this friendship that we have already.
Oh my god.
Laying it on a little thick there, eh?
So, Cashel and Sammy, I'm going to describe this to you a lot slower than it actually happens. But both of you, in turn, hear a slamming and then a metallic click as Jacob reaches one hand over the laptop he had been working on, slams it shut, and produces a submachine gun now about a foot from Kashel's chest.
Whoa!
Gashel's raising a brow.
Things
I
got
surrender.
real.
He lifts his hands.
You just couldn't fucking let it go, could ya?
Let the what go?
Shut up. Kashel, hand me that file, now.
Did Shell pick up the file yet?
I don't think so.
Sorry, yep. You had just said you were going to investigate that file. That was the storyteller's mistake. Instead, Jacob's going to say, whatever history that person has with this organization, I assure you it has nothing to do with me. And I don't want to hear that you've gone rooting around in it.
Kashel's just remaining quiet.
Sorry, go ahead.
Kashel is remaining quiet, just looking, I assume, down at Davis, because I doubt he's as tall. Just one brow raised.
And he put his hands up to surrender.
He's from the
No.
military. This is not the first time he's had a gun pointed at him.
Now, I'm going to need you and your little friend here to leave my office. Do not let me hear that anyone has gone rooting around in Cronin's files, or we'll be having words. And my friend here, he says, rattling his weapon, only knows one very loud word.
I'm not sure what exactly you might have going on in there, but if it helps any, Kashel was really nice to him.
I prefer to make friends.
I thought you were hitting on him, to be honest.
Not my type.
Yeah, I mean, I was-
Jacob's eyes narrow. He takes a little he takes a little pressure off the trigger. Cashel, you see an opportunity. Would you like to take it? Or would you rather try to keep things civil?
A miss. Not enough ale.
I'm gonna roll. I will let the
Okay.
dice decide. Okay, I am going for the disarm. At least I assume that's the opportunity you're referring to.
That's right.
What would he be rolling?
I believe we actually do have a roll for this.
For disarms in particular?
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
I'm pretty sure we made a maneuver for that. But even the one that wrote the entire document, well, it's like 150 pages, so I need to remind myself occasionally. Ah, yes, disarm. Using this maneuver depends on how you are attempting to disarm them. Oh, oh wait, no, that is red wording. Okay. So it is an opposed roll. Most often it's similar to grapple rules of athletics or acrobatics against each other.
Okay.
Since I assume I might notice Kishel starting to do that, would I be able to distract him to provide a bonus?
Yeah, sure.
The creative solution system is very flexible. The more you describe and what you're doing and stuff, the more you can pull off with all that.
So yeah, how exactly are you going about distracting our friend here?
I mean, the easiest option, I guess, would be the moment he notices, because he has his eyes glued between Kashel and Davis. So the moment he notices Kashel start to move, he's gonna effectively feint trying to do the same thing himself to try to get him to sort of turn the weapon onto him. And that way, that little moment of indecision to give Kashel a window to really grab it. And
Okay.
maybe not get shot immediately.
In that case, I'm gonna have Jacob roll 2 fewer dice on his contested roll. For that, he loses focus for that brief moment.
And does Kashel's military training give him any bonuses on this opposed to Davis? I don't know his background, but...
Absolutely, especially if you don't mind giving me a description of what exactly you're going to do with the gun once you have it.
His main thing that he'll be doing is moving it away from Davis. He won't be pointing it at Davis, but his main goal is getting it away from Davis. Possibly if he's able to trying to get Davis in a hold.
All right. Then yeah, you've practiced scenarios exactly like this 1,000 times, if not more. Davis's comparative life experience does not hold a candle to your training. Go ahead and take a die on that. Actually, no. I'm gonna reduce the difficulty by 1 on that one instead.
Ooh, cool.
All right, here comes Jacob's roll. You have a reroll.
You guys good with me using it?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Sure, don't get shot.
Yes, please.
I don't have any vigor left, but I could body boost this.
That would be a bad idea.
Yeah, I'll body boost. And that paid off.
Nice.
So that
Yada.
would be 5.
Okay. Now that it's not relevant anymore, what are the rules on if there's a tie?
Attacker wins. So the one
Okay.
initiating is the winner. So in that case, it would be Cashel.
Okay. Good to know. But yeah, Jacob, in the brief moment that Sammy appears to be moving Cashel, you note Jacob has already made up in his mind that he's going to pull the trigger once his gun is trained on Sammy, and he begins moving it in that direction. Seizing this opportunity, you've already described what you're doing, though I will let you decide, do you wish to simply disarm him or get him in a hold?
I'm going to say that was not enough for... If we tied, then I'm not going to go for the hold. But in that case, he is going...
No. You tied when you rolled a 2.
Oh, in that case, yes. Hold, arms behind his back, very purposely painfully, and then shoving him down to the knees.
Yeah, Jacob is pretty much helpless against this, with his knees presumably kicked out from under him. Or he's kneeling in a very painful hold. He would be shouting if he didn't know that he would draw attention to this situation. Something that, for whatever reason, he's not keen to do.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he's not allowed to be pointing a gun at us for like this at all.
Sharp eye, Cashel. What now?
The next time you even think of pointing a weapon at myself or one of my team again, I will put you 6 feet under. Do I make that painfully clear? As he's twisting the arm behind the back.
Jacob will yowl in pain, trying to move his body to release a little bit of that pressure, as he desperately nods his head and says, Okay, fine. Fuck, just let me go.
Cashel is going to shove him to the floor. Get up. Hand the SMG over to Sammy. Looks like you got a Christmas present.
He grabs it by like the butt of it and like kind of dangles it down like, thank you.
And Cashel is definitely going to be making sure he is between Davis and Sammy. Now, why don't we discuss this in a more civilized manner? What is in the file that you don't want us to see?
Well, I suppose we could start at the beginning. What do you know about Cronin already?
We only know that he was part of Miracle, that he left, and that the group that he was with abandoned him. He gave us his name and told us to look at his file.
Makes sense. He never was a great liar. Yeah. So, what you may also find in that file of his is some indication that I was a frequent contact of his, a friend. I don't know how tight the notes they kept are. He trails off before remembering that you have his gun now, and continues with, they probably did keep notes on my correspondence with him and his friends before they left Mirrorpool. And the file probably details that I was almost one of them.
But when it push came to shove, you did not choose to be one of them.
It's not quite that. It's not quite that simple. You ever wonder why I was stripped of my my powers? My otherworld form, my true self, if you listen to that fool Valen.
Heschel's going to remain silent and let him continue.
It ain't because I was part of a mission that went bad. It's because I was the only one who got caught when their little band of mercenaries struck out on their own. I knew each of them and what they intended to do. And my main contact was Cronin. Listen, I know we got off on the wrong foot just a second ago, but I'm really not like that anymore. I don't want to be a threat to Mirrorpool. I don't want another inquiry into my ties with these people. Believe me, I got a lot of questioning when the mission went bad. Just... Fuck, man. I don't want Raban reaching down my throat for answers. And I'm sure you don't want her interested in you either. So can we just agree to let sleeping dogs lie?
I do not hold your past against you. What matters is what you do in the future. This, and he gestures towards the gun, not a good look.
Acknowledged.
Also, if they
But
were
you-
to succeed in killing Castillo, then I'm pretty sure Raban would kill us. I'm scared of her.
Wait, you scared of who?
Raban.
Ah,
Yeah?
She'd be pretty pissed if you murdered her favorite IT guy. And from where I'm standing, you don't seem like the king of good looks yourself. After all, from what you've just told me, it appears you've been fraternizing with the guy. Or do casual acquaintances give each other Steam decks?
I had extra money, and I figured getting additional information was valuable. I have no
Waves is-
intention on doing anything more with him beyond attempting to get as much information as I can.
He waves his hand and says, "Whatever. If you find more than you bargained for, it's your funeral. And mine, but, well. I guess it was always just a matter of time till someone went looking. He grabs your Steam Deck and very forcefully pushes it into your hands. There. It's all clean. Maybe next time, consider clearing your browser history.
He literally just bought it. He hasn't even used it yet.
You know this is a joke Jacob is making just to embarrass you in front of Sammy.
Who very much turns to stare at Kashel.
Kashel's going to shrug.
I mean, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, I'd be curious to know what you look up. Like, surely there must be something about, like, the quantum stuff we were just talking about, right? What kind of research papers do you look at?
There are things I research, yes.
Well, look, I mean, hey, you seem like a cool person, so, hopefully, if anything, we'll be able to help you out. He like dangles the gun a little, this aside.
He shrugs and says, I try to be. I'm sorry. Really, I'm sorry.
Apology accepted. He just smiles at him.
Accepted enough to give me my tool back?
No. That is the price you're paying for us to still be friends.
Bunch of bullies. Fine, keep it.
Says the one that pointed it at me.
If it also makes you feel better, I will try to put good use of it. I've always been intending to learn how to use one of these.
Off character, were you really?
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I feel like Sammy would be weirdly good at guns.
But Sammy has feather hands.
I was about to say in human form, maybe.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, we can probably get going from here, right?
Could you direct us to where they keep the lockup, please?
He says, you know what? Yeah, let me just go get it for you. I was going to make you go through the proper process, but it's going to take a minute. And I don't want you lingering around my office any more than you need to. And with that, he darts out of his office and heads towards the lockup. He returns just a little while later with a very rough and very over-engineered looking machine with the letters DME written on the side. Here you go. This is the Otherworld transponder. At least the version of it that existed last.
We were told that it does work.
It did, but sitting in a cage for 15 years tends to change things like that. But hey, if you know of a good electrician, you might be able to get it working again.
I was originally hoping to recruit you for assistance on this.
Everyone's got a price, he says, looking down at your pocket.
How about we call this one for friendship and silence? After all, I'm certain that certain individuals would not be happy to hear that you pulled a gun on agents.
And I'm very sure that the folks at Lockup wouldn't hear that you're taking a heavily classified prototype out of Lockup.
Ah, but you see, I did not take it.
You're right. But it's not going to be in my hands when it leaves the annex either.
Alright, how about 200 credits?
2,000.
1,500.
1,250.
Deal.
What the fuck? Jacob is such an idiot.
Yes, yes, he is. I was just sitting here like, wait, did he just undercut the... What?
The worst part is I was going to say 1,750. And for some reason I was like, no, wait, that's worse. 1,250 is the right answer. God damn it.
It was just Jacob talking in the back of your head telling you, yeah, this is the better option.
No, dude, we definitely want less. Okay.
Jacob does not know how to haggle. Okay.
And
He-
stretchy hand.
Very excited that he got anything. Says, deal. Wait. But he's already shaking your hand at that point.
Good. I'll send it to you. Don't worry about it.
All right. Just give me an hour or so to get it set up. Or, since you're about to go on that mission anyways, I can make sure it gets to Crane and leave it with you on your transport.
Well, as I said, I was planning to work with you on this to put our personal expertises together on it.
With all due respect, Cashel, no, I don't want to work with you. Please leave my office with expedience.
The nice way of saying GTFO.
He shrugs and heads out.
Simon's gonna follow. On the way out, he's gonna quickly whisper to Cashel, how do I put the safety on this?
Cachel's gonna look over. It doesn't even have the firing pin in it.
Oh.
Lamal.
I'll probably just dump it in my room on the way out. I'm not gonna carry a gun to the con. Okay, that sounds like a bad idea. When I don't know how to use it.
All right.
Also, why are you lying to Sammy? Why are you telling him that the loaded gun he has is safe?
I mean, that was just more meant as a joke. I was expecting Sammy to be like, really?
Sammy will believe me.
Just be like, really? And then pull the trigger and
Yeah, that-
spray a bullet. Come out.
I don't know about you, but my little autistic brain, that's exactly what I'd fucking do. I'd aim it at the floor and be like, really?
Fair enough.
Yes. I had to
we had a slight weapons malfunction, but we're fine. We're all fine here now.
It's actually good to go. There is the safety.
It's gonna flick out, but I'm gonna have him dump it in the room. I'll get expertise with that weapon later. Okay, and now I think we go to Mess Hall, yeah?
Mess hall?
That's where we're gonna meet up.
Mhm. Unless we were gonna do something else.
Is someone muted?
Just for a moment.
No? Oh, okay.
We haven't gone to the convention yet, Lightpaw. Where were we?
I think you going to the mess hall.
Presumably.
Ah,
At least we don't have
right.
any mess hall.
Cashel had other questions to ask about the, pretending to be FBI and such.
Oh, right. Right. You did say that.
Mm-hmm.
Or probably CIA, they're less likely to be looked into thoroughly.
That's true. However, can the storyteller make a personal request?
Sure.
Can we meet up with the other half of the party?
Yes.
Because I want to hear from them, and half of this session has gone by without them saying anything.
That is fair. Carry on. Yes. We'll go meet up with the others. And
Oh,
then go
really?
seek out badges.
Wyatt will be there when
really?
he's on his run.
We would need everybody together to get badges anyways.
In fact, if you don't mind deputizing someone to handle this little side quest, preferably someone who's not Cashel or Sammy, so that we can make sure they're getting some screen time as well.
Yeah, I could absolutely do that. So anyways, we're out to the mess hall. Everybody else there or no?
Oh, Zim, send me the thing, the ethereal influence,
I already did.
because you guys are about to take an elevator.
Oh, right.
It's up there in the DMs.
Gotcha.
It has to be
Okay.
whatever group has Sammy. The Cashel and Sammy.
So, as is pretty standard fare for Sammy, when he steps into an elevator, the lights go out. As you're stood there, Sammy, in near total darkness, you hear the familiar humming of the loudspeaker growing louder and louder and louder, becoming almost deafening once more.
Cashel's also there, right?
Cashel is there, but for some reason, he doesn't seem to be responding to any of this.
I mean, even if he was noticing it, I was just gonna have him standing there stoically. Completely calm.
He's gonna immediately begin to hyperventilate, and he's just gonna like scurry onto a corner and sit down, and just like grab his like legs and start walking.
Cashel is putting his hand on Sammy's shoulder before he can scurry away.
Cashel, it's out for me. It wants blood.
There is nothing going on.
Don't you
So,
hear?
There are no issues
I'm-
with the elevators in Ba Sing Se.
I'm gonna step out of character for just a second. The reason Cashel is not responding right now is because Cashel isn't seeing any of this. In fact, the entire time this is going on, whatever reaction Sammy is having to it, he's also not privy to that.
Oh, so
We'll
he doesn't
explore
see
why
Sam.
in just
Okay.
a moment.
So he doesn't see Sammy hyperventilating or anything.
That's right.
Okay, carry on.
We'll explore why right after this. And then, from that same loudspeaker, now that deafening hum in your ear, Sammy.
Mhm.
You hear a whisper, very quiet at first, and then echoing through the halls of the elevator until the message is clear. It's almost time. Are you ready?
No, please. There's so many things I want to do in life. Not yet.
And just then, a small purple oval appears in front of you. Two massive, super long clawed hands extend out of it and pull the oval open, revealing a most terrifying Digimon on the other side. Are you ready to count my teeth? And then the lights come back on. The rift is gone, so is the creature. And you're back with Cashel, who didn't seem to notice any of that.
Shell's just humming to the elevator music, hands clasped behind his back.
Sammy's just gonna faint. just fucking crumple. Yes. He's gonna ragdoll on the floor.
Give me one moment. I'm getting some water, but I think Cashel would like to try and catch Sammy. Actually, no, he's not ready for it. He's just gonna pick up the unconscious body, throw it over his shoulder, and just, walk to the mess hall like that.
Like, this is normal.
Going to become normal at this rate.
Alright, I guess we'll investigate why Cashel thinks nothing happened later.
The demon
In the
Digimon
meantime.
hunting Sammy.
In the meantime, Hyro, Wyatt, David, assuming you're all at the mess hall at this point, you're soon met with Cashel carrying a Sammy on his shoulder, moving to the designated meeting place. How do you regard them?
Elevator.
David's just gonna blink and be like,
Elevator.
I assume here's a story here, but I take it your meeting with Valen went well.
And Hyro's gonna be like, elevator. Probably. Most likely.
So, Cashel just nods at Wyatt elevator. And he's gonna sit Sammy down in a chair and just backhand him.
Jesus.
Jesus. I think we all flinch.
Yep.
Sammy, does this wake you?
Yes, he's just like, elevator. Ow.
What is it with you and elevators, Sammy?
Seriously.
Weird things happen with Sammy on elevators.
There was a thing.
Feel
Oh,
the
God.
backhand
Oh, yeah,
of
hand.
justice.
Best timing, Aiddo.
A backhand.
Definitely great timing.
I don't did that on purpose.
Yes, he
Yep.
did.
Yeah, he's just like, you really have a good hand. Look, there was a weird demon thing, and I didn't like it. It was scary. Okay.
It's
Sammy,
an elevator.
it's called an elevator. It is not a
I
demon.
know.
I mean,
I know what I saw.
yesterday when Hyro and I were on the elevator with Sammy, there's this deafening hum. The lights went out, the door slammed shut, and there's this deafening hum for a while. But then it went away.
Yeah, that happened again.
It did
Oh,
not. I
sure.
did not see anything, and I was right there with you, Sammy.
I believe Cashel on this.
Maybe you're just hallucinating, and I'm not.
I'm sure there's a logical explanation to what's going on.
I'm being haunted, obviously.
That's not
Anyway,
a logical explanation.
Kashal, what did you learn from Valen?
Just for the sake of expediency and for me to not have as much screen time, Kashel is first off going to make sure that nobody's within earshot and, still speaking quietly. He will relay everything, all of the events that him and Sammy went through, including with Davis.
The moment you get to like Davis's story, like right before you start, he's gonna go, "Oh, and also I had a gun pointed at me and at him."
He did include that.
David's gonna blink.
Eventful.
I will. Well, go ahead.
That was it. Just eventful.
I was gonna blink rapidly on that, like, huh. That, okay.
It's nice to finally have something to go off with the whole forms thing and how Digimon work and rifts work and stuff.
But I feel like we still don't know enough.
Also,
oh,
sorry.
I feel like there's still a lot of information they're not telling us, and I don't like that.
Yeah, it's not great.
There will always be things that we are not told. Because the higher-ups feel we don't need to know.
Yeah, but when it comes to, life and death, even for other creatures, I think we should be known what's going on.
I agree. But apparently they don't.
It's good to know, though, that rifts don't close on their own. Doesn't that mean that the one that the Digimon at the convention, doesn't that mean the one they came through is probably still open?
It could be.
That's a good point.
It could be closed.
Well, they stay open unless closed, so...
That's what I'm saying. Somebody could have closed it.
But it's worth looking into, is what I'm saying, because if we can just send them back through the way they came in, then it should be fine, right?
Well, then we have to close the rift somehow.
Did you forget to ask them for the device, the way to do that?
No, it didn't.
No, he's talking to like Kashel and Sammy, who literally talked to Davis about it and then didn't get the thing to close the portals.
Unfortunately, we did kind of have a gun pointed at us, so yes, I did forget to ask for the device to close them. But I think it would be best if one of you go down there to get it. You should at least be unarmed this time.
I can take care of that.
Also, I was thinking... Well, next time, don't faint. Or maybe buy yourself some smelling salts. I don't know. Either way.
Shouldn't that be in like a first aid kit?
It's not a normal inclusion in a first aid kit.
It'd
that
have
I'm
to
aware
be
of.
like a military issued kit, maybe would have
Not
smelling
fair.
salts in it, but not one you buy off the street.
Not even that. That's just not normally a first aid kit thing. But either way, I also think that we should look into some alternate IDs. I was thinking perhaps FBI or CIA.
Oh, those type of ideas. Okay.
Yes.
Credentials.
A badge to flash would smooth things along.
Especially with
Presumably.
local Leos.
If we're
But-
gonna be in the U.S., then the FBI would be the best bet.
Or CIA.
CIA
Well,
would
CIA doesn't operate domestically.
They do sometimes, depending on the situation. If it's an international terrorist come to the US, it is often CIA that works with FBI. But the benefit for us going CIA would be that, or would mean that there aren't as many offices locally to check. Whereas
and also-
FBI, they have offices all over the place, and they could just ring up and be like, hey, are these guys with you?
Yeah, that I was going to mention that the one problem with that is if we get the FBI or CIA breathing down our necks because we're committing the crime of impersonating them.
But this is also why I figured we would check and see if this is even an option available to us in the first place here. David, would you mind going and taking... Well, no, you're going to go talk with Davis. So Wyatt, would you go and ask Raban about that? Maybe take
Okay.
Hyro with you?
I was thinking
Sure.
of going. Yeah, I was thinking of going anyways too. So
Yeah, I can do that.
all right. I guess it'll be our turn to go then.
Who are you going with?
I'm going with Wyatt.
Ah, okay.
Unless you need help, David.
No, I'm pretty sure I can handle Jacob on my own.
All right.
Oh
Well, I
yeah,
guess
Secret
we-
Service would probably be the better option altogether at Lightpaw.
True enough. They
'Cause
do
for those that-
handle counterfeiting,
They handle quite a lot of things, and, you know...
money-related crimes.
Either way, you know, whatever we wind up getting, we'll take, but my money would be on CIA or Secret Service would probably be a good option as well. But, just higher up than FBI. But yeah, for those that don't know, the Secret Service does actually operate, they do more than just protect the president.
In fact, that wasn't part of their original purview. That didn't happen until the late 1800s. Before that, they were strictly money laundering, counterfeiting, all that stuff. And before the formation of the Department of Homeland Security, they were attached to the Department of the Treasury.
I did not know all that.
I'm a nerd.
I know as far as the Secret Service is concerned, Kerr is apparently some big drug kingpin.
Really?
Wow.
He was trying to get into the Secret Service, and they had him do one of the, I forget the other term, but the lie detector tests.
A
And-
polygraph?
Polygraph, that's the one. And he got denied because apparently it decided he was lying about not, dealing drugs and having a criminal organization.
Jesus.
And it's just like, I guarantee you, it's just Kerr being anxious.
Yeah.
Also, we have fan art.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Your Lord Kerr.
There y'all go. Yeah, my comment to him was, so why are we living in this shitty apartment if you've got all this money, apparently?
Yeah.
I feel insulted. What do you mean?
This feels appropriate.
It does. It really does.
You have no idea how much I had to resist the temptation to actually just have Sammy shoot Kishel.
Why?
Well, Kishel just told him to find this up, so he would have just gone like, oh, okay, look, bang, and it's like, oh, oh no.
Well, Kishel rolled death rolls.
I'm really sorry. I coincided. I like muted for a moment because mom called me for a quick second. I just returned. Can you give me a quick summary of what happened?
We were just kind of talking out of character. Also, there's, the fan art, and, yeah, we were talking about what the Secret Service does and stuff, and how Kerr's a drug kingpin according to the Secret Service.
Oh, it's easy. Just tell just arrest him for making fake money. That's the Secret Service's domain.
So anyways, I say we go on to those scenes of David, Hyro, and Wyatt going around for stuff.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let Kishel and
So where are we
Sammy
going
take the
first?
back seat,
Mm-hmm.
So who should we focus on first?
Are we splitting the party?
Yep.
Maybe we shouldn't.
We've got limited time, so yeah, we
guess.
are. Let's start with David because
Okay.
his name's first. Let's just, David
Okay,
and Davis,
let's
go.
Get the show on the road.
All right, David, what you doing?
Playing D&D.
I'm taking the elevator to David's or to Jacob's office.
Okay. So, you wind up at Jacob's office and find him nervously pacing the floor, his head in his hands, muttering, "Oh fuck! What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?"
David's gonna knock.
Jacob's head will snap upward in the direction that of the door and say, "Oh, come on in."
I was told there was a device that could close rifts.
Well, yeah, but I don't have it. You'll need to get one from acquisitions on the first annex.
Oh. Okay then. I'll let you get back to whatever it was you were doing.
Yeah, thanks.
And then
And
Dave-
tell your friend Kishel I don't have any more lunch money. Thanks. Bye.
Not money.
Okay then. And David's just gonna shut the door and be like, David or Jacob's starting to lose it.
You didn't even question him. I thought he was freaking.
We were told the story. We know what.
Yeah.
We have no
business
idea
is.
why he's going around. What asking himself what he's gonna do.
But I know why. So
You
David
think
has
you know
target
why.
fixation.
All right, who's next?
Is David gonna go get the thing from?
Yeah, David's gonna go up to take the elevator to the first annex and go acquire or go talk to the acquisitions about getting the thingy to close the rift.
Well, all right. Old lazy boy at acquisitions, still kind of leaned back in his chair, looks up at you and says, "Oh, hey, what do you need, pal?"
I need a device that can close rifts.
A device that can close rifts. Okay. You must be talking about our new and improved Siege Ender 2.0, he says, heading back to a locked cabinet, opening it up, and producing a small circular device with a green and red button
That
on the face.
seems to be what we need. Yes.
Does it work?
All right. So here's how it works, little buddy. When you put down the siege ender, you're gonna want to put it right below the rift. Not a couple feet in front of, not a couple feet behind, right below it.
Okay.
All right. Next, you're going to want to push this green button here. Now, what this green button does, he says, gesturing to the big obvious green button on the face,
Okay.
is it transmits a sort of negative energy. How do I put this? If everything that exists in the digi world, the other world, as Valen calls it, is matter, then this is going to produce a whole bunch of antimatter, and it's gonna close that rift right sharp.
Wait. Wouldn't that just cause a big explosion?
Yes, that's why while this thing is active, you're going to want to get away from it.
Okay. But the surrounding area will be fine, right?
Yeah, so long as there's no living creatures who might get sucked into the rift.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyways, once this thing is done, doing its job, once the rift is closed, you're going to want to press this red button here. Now, the reason you want to press this red button is because if you just keep filling the space with this weird kind of antimatter, you get a different kind of anomaly that we don't really like to talk about, and honestly, you probably don't want to see. So just trust me on this one, and as soon as you're done closing the rift, press this red button before you pick it up.
Push the red button.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, I need you to repeat everything I just said back to me in your own words to make sure I know that you know what you're doing with this thing.
Okay, so I see a rift. I put the device down under the rift, directly under the rift. I then push the green button. The magic happens, the rift closes. I push the red button, pick up the device.
Okay, all right, you got most of the finer points, but there's one thing that's very important that you didn't mention, and that's that you do not want any living thing to be near this thing while it's working.
Well, that goes without saying.
Oh no.
And the reason, he said, continuing his recap regardless, is because any living thing that is within about 15 feet of this device is going to get sucked into that rift when it closes.
Yep.
All right. Now, repeat everything you know about this device back to me so that I know that you know what you're doing with it.
Okay, I see a rift. I place the device directly under the rift. I make sure no one is around. No living thing is around. Then I push the green button. The magic happens. The rift disappears. I push the red button. I pick up the device.
Okay, you got most of the fine points, but one thing you forgot to mention is that you don't want any living things near the device while
I
it's on.
said that.
Did you really? Because I totally missed it.
Yes, I
He
did.
did! He did!
Said it before pressing the green button, though.
Okay. Sorry.
I said before pushing the button, I make sure no one is around, no living
Okay,
thing
my bad.
is around the rift, and then I push the button.
And then you get out.
Storyteller's fault. Storyteller's fault.
You can't just say that the character's,
It's...
personality.
Okay. Okay, you did pretty good, but there's one thing you forgot to mention, and that's what exactly the machine does. Now, what the machine does...
David
goes
is
on for a
gonna
little
take the
while.
device and just be like, I get it, okay? I don't need to know everything. I just need to know how it works, how to use it, and I don't need the whole dissertation, okay?
Okay, alright. One last thing. There's a small fee to own one of those there devices.
What is this small fee?
3,000 credits.
Okay,
I guess it's a
first
good
off,
thing we
that
said-
is not a small fee. I would call that a rather large sum. And second, he'll pull out his card of credits and be like, "Here you go."
All right. Thank you for your business, he says, scanning it through. And here is your brand new Siege Ender 2.0. Now, I trust you know what it does, but in case you ever forget...
Nope.
He hands you a little pamphlet.
Okay. David will take the pamphlet and the device and be like, "Have a good day, sir. Please work on your presentation skills."
You too, please work on your remembering skills.
I remembered everything just fine, thank you. I don't reiterate everything verbatim.
All right, who's up next?
And David will run off in a huff.
I think next would be myself and Hyro.
Correct.
All right, where are you two going?
I guess Miss Raban? I'm not sure where we would go to find, like, fake
IDs.
badges or
Yeah,
whatever.
badges. Can we just talk to someone about that? Like, hey,
Kashel
you.
did say to go to Raban.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's why I
okay.
said go to Miss Raban, I guess.
I forgot about that. Okay.
If she's even in our office.
After a little bit of investigating, you find that Miss Raban is busy preparing Valen for the lockdown.
Feel like we shouldn't bother her because she's kind of scary.
Hyro agree with that. And not that. Yeah. I agree with you. Let's see if we can find someone else that can help us.
I guess maybe acquisitions, but or the department that came up with gave us our disguises for the
That'd be
bro thing.
Yeah. Actually, that'd be a perfect idea. They probably know something about this.
Sure, we'll go there to the place where they give disguises and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we'll ask about getting fake badges or something.
All right. As you rock on up to acquisitions, the man sitting behind the desk is just sitting there playing with his little card reader, having a look at today's transactions, and he looks oddly happy for some reason, like he got away with something. Anyways, he looks up at you, and he stands trying his best to look professional, putting the card reader away and saying, "Oh, my good friends, what can I do for you?"
Can we get, like, fake FBI or CIA or whatever badges to help smooth operations over? In case we run in with, law enforcement or something like that.
I mean, there's all the Secret Service as well.
That's a little up there, though.
Okay, so I can help you with something like that, but there's a caveat. One of the agreements we have with our international and national partners is we don't mimic their credentials, because it would be very bad for some of our national friends if, say, a Secret Service badge gets found in the icy tundra that is, Russia.
Yeah.
That they're going to wonder what the Secret Service was doing there. But what we can do is give you some very official-looking pamphlets and badges that'll pass most civilian inspection, as well as get you past any local law enforcement.
Oh, that'll be perfect then.
Yeah.
Can Kashel send a text to them real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
You're just going to get a text that says, Maybe we could go for Interpol agent badges instead.
What about Interpol badges or whatever? He says to the guy at the counter.
Now the storyteller needs to do a bit of research to understand what Interpol is and what level they operate at.
It's basically international police.
Gotcha. So it doesn't quite rise to the level of a military foundation.
Correct. It is. They have 196 member countries, apparently. But yeah, it's essentially. They are the ones that have the authority to go international and deal with, in particular, terrorist threats.
Gotcha. In that case, they likely wouldn't be directly involved with Miracle, which means you would be able to use fraudulent credentials that mimic their own.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Out of character.
And he will convey that message to you.
Sounds perfect, honestly.
Yeah. Sounds good to me, and I'm pretty sure everybody else in our party agrees with that.
Our team.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, that thought
Give me
literally
just
just occurred to me, so I was like, hey.
Give me a second to get those badges stamped out and some uniforms, and we'll be good to go. Fee for that, by the way, is going to be 500 credits. You guys good for that?
Can I roll insight to see if he's conning us?
Go for it.
Can I help?
Good use of insight, and yes, you may.
Actually, you have to help anyways, because the card was played.
Oh,
God, that was like nearly an hour ago at this point.
Yep, but it's still there.
Oh, no. Yeah, I agree.
Logic. How many dice are you giving me?
One.
Okay, that's 4 dice.
Also, I swear the number of things that they are charging us for to do our job here, like, what the frick?
I'm pretty sure David got swindled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, that's a 2.
It's better than a 0.
Yeah.
You do not believe that in your lifetime you have seen a more genuine smile on any person.
Okay.
You can trust this guy with your life.
Oh. Okay. I'll pay the 500 then. And Wyatt will, swipe his card or tap his card or whatever.
All right. And as soon as the fee is paid, you will have a set of uniforms, one size fits all, naturally, for your entire party, as well as badges, 5 of them.
Thank you.
Ah, so Kashel's not going to be able to wear it.
Yeah.
Being somebody that is 6'6", one size does not fit all.
I agree.
I am also 6'6". I understand.
Wait.
My 5'4", but does not understand not being able to be that tall.
Same. I'm
Y'all
5'6".
All right. Anything else we wanted to handle?
I think we got what we needed. But as we start walking back, I say to Wyatt, I still think we got... I don't trust him with the money.
I mean, it did seem like a lot, but we're not really in a position to say, no, we'll take our business elsewhere, right?
Yeah, but we can ask around. See what they think about that.
And what are they going to do? Say, no, change the price back to him?
No, just figure out like if he's lying or not. That's all.
Eh.
But that's for a future problem.
We have a mission for
Yep.
now. Yeah, I guess we'll go back to the meeting spot.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The Fabulous Five arrive back at the mess hall.
You'll come into Cashel sitting there. For the last time, Sammy, no, they are not possessed. Nothing happened in that elevator.
Wow.
I don't believe you.
Are you two still arguing about this?
Cashel sighs and rubs the bridge of his nose.
In
Yeah.
other news, I'm pretty sure the dude that runs the acquisitions office is some sort of swindler.
I agree on that.
We got credentials though, Interpol credentials,
How much did it cost you?
like 500.
Oh, goody. This Rift closing device cost me 3,000 credits.
What?
Okay. I mean, I guess if it's technology that you can only get here, then that kind of validates the price, but like,
But we're trying to. How are we just gonna keep his mouth shut?
I'm just saying, with that amount of money, I could pay off so much of my student loans. Jeez.
you're a
You're a student?
college student?
Well, I was.
Hmm.
What? Do I not look it?
You have a degree?
I have a degree.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. Did you see it through or did you drop out?
Oh, it's complicated. I didn't get it. I was just working through it. But then, just stuff like this popped up, and it looked like a good opportunity.
Don't worry. Same.
Also, it was really expensive.
I was lucky to get it on scholarship, but yeah.
I don't think they liked my essay when I applied for one.
What was your
Was it about
essay,
elevators?
Sammy?
It wasn't okay. Look, the elevator thing is new. It's just here. This building has it out for me with the elevators. Everything else is fine. I don't like them normally, but that's beside the point.
Anyway,
Sure.
Anyway, so yeah, we got everything, right?
I believe so.
We were good to go, I'm pretty sure.
Cashel, do you think we have everything?
Yes. Though we do need to pick up that fursuit head.
Yes, the
right.
linchpin of the operation.
Right.
I don't. Hire
Don't worry, Queen. It'll be fine.
Oh, that's a good point. We should put a little crown, just to make it fancy.
Well, if it doesn't match the
It has to match the
Aiddo.
suit. Yeah, Aiddo.
I guess.
Then it's not. gonna work.
Otherwise, it defeats the purpose of the plan, Sammy.
Hmm. We can get him a crown separately.
Why?
After the mission, perhaps.
No, we
I
don't need to
believe
do
the
this at
term you're
all!
looking for would be a tiara.
Wait! As High was doing his like,
David's gonna place a hand on Hyro's shoulder and just be like, "It'll be okay. I'm sure you look good in a tiara."
I just wait. No, wait.
Wyatt like puts his like just sighs in defeat and is like, okay, guys, I think we're going a little too hard into Hyro here.
I mean, I'm already being called a queen. We don't need to add any more to it.
We've
You're
already
not like-
established that the queen is the most powerful piece in chess.
Sammy's gonna look
It
at
can
you with
literally move anywhere it wants.
he's gonna look at you with a deadpan expression and just tilt his head. Do you not like it?
I guess the Tiara may be going a bit too far. Maybe?
At this point, a loudspeaker from within the mess hall will hum to life, and barely legible over the hum of the crowd, the words, "Will the crew departing for Sacramento, California, please report to the loading bay?" I repeat, will the crew headed to Sacramento, California, please report to the loading bay? Thank you.
And that's us.
Well, let's grab that fursuit head and head on to loading bay.
Yep.
Do we have to?
Yes.
Ah.
It's
You
for a
wanna
good
tell-
cause.
You want to tell Cash you don't want to go along with his plan?
No.
The name is Cashel. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry.
After spending all the money, I don't think he has much cash left in him.
Alright,
What has
so
to,
let
like-
us go.
Wyatt has to try not, like, actually try not to laugh at that one.
I mean, Cashel still has about 3,000 left, so you know.
Anyway, we're all heading to grab the head and then go to the whatever, the hangar or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Do you remember where to go to get the head?
I don't think we were told.
Nope.
Well,
Alright.
there's just some sort of specialist in one of the annexes that did that.
In that case, I'm going to say that Mr. Bond has gone ahead and taken the liberty of sending it to Crane.
Okay.
Cool.
And when you arrive at the loading bay, there stands another person waiting for you. A young woman with short brown hair wearing a white, almost pea coat, underneath a black tank top, a very suit-like pair of pants with a fashionable black belt. She approaches you before Crane can even regard you, giving an excited smile and extending a hand to whoever's standing in front of the group. Who is that?
Probably Cashel.
Cashel
We'll
will
just say
take the
it's-
hand and smile back.
Call sign is Estrella, and if I may, it's very nice to meet you all.
Likewise. What can we do for you, Estrella? I am Castle.
Well, it comes to my understanding that you were to have another option for your guide for this mission, but they withdrew from your case. I take it you're not very good at making friends.
Was it Davis?
Gate crash, yes.
That is understandable.
Either
What?
way, this merely means that you'll be taking me along. As you already know, I am Estrella, I was recruited in 2017 following an incident in Hamburg, Germany. I'm a touring musician, and I happen to know a thing or two about the community you'll be visiting today. I'll be able to answer any questions you may have.
Uh-huh.
Well then, I say we get underway and we can ask the questions on the ride.
I forgot. Wasn't David supposed to give us something here, or no?
He was supposed to leave it here. Whether he did or not, I don't know, but Kashel is going to check.
Okay.
And with that, may I present you with the most beautiful fursuit head I think I've ever seen, she says, producing from behind her back a large black Galgamon fursuit head, complete with animated eyes, LED fixings over any of the shiny bits, and some very real looking. I forget what the English word for it is, but animals that stand on four legs are described as this.
Quadruped?
Yes, anatomy. And yeah, all in all, it definitely will pass casual scrutiny for the Galgamon you're searching for.
Well, what do you think, Hyro?
I guess it's good.
I'm glad you love it. Now, if you are to be boarding, she says, gesturing towards the helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
David will take his seat.
Yep. I'll get on.
Haru's gonna take his seat.
Yep.
Kashel's boarding. You know, in a way, helicopters are kind of like the elevators into the sky.
You know, Cashel has a good point.
Sam is gonna like kick his legs up on one of the seats, like you're taking two seats, if there's like spare seats, of course. And he's just gonna like put his hands behind his head. Well, until it tries to kill me, elevators are just built different.
Don't tempt chat.
You're tempting chat, you know. You're tempting
I
chat
think Chad is
hard.
tempted. Before she takes off, Crane will reach over into the co-pilot seat of the helicopter and say, "Oh, yeah, so somebody came by and left something for you guys. It wouldn't tell me what it was and gave me strict orders not to look at it. But here you go," she says, kind of haphazardly tossing a duffel bag backwards towards you guys.
Ah, excellent, thank you. Kashel will take it and not say another word on it.
Not gonna share with the class.
Haru's
We're
gonna
here.
look at Cashel like,
We know he told us what.
Yeah,
oh,
he
okay.
already told you all.
You told us everything when he recounted what he and Sammy did.
Got it.
Oh, I think I got up at that point.
Okay, yeah.
With that, your journey through the sky begins. And continues for a long while. After a couple of hours, clearly a lot slower than the Airbus you took before, the sun begins to set on your travel. And just then, Crane will come over the loudspeaker and say, "We're about halfway there. May want to settle in for a rest if you intend to sleep tonight."
Okay.
Okay.
Sammy's already asleep.
Good advice, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So everyone's taking their full rest here, or whatever it's called in Scar. I'm sorry.
It is a full rest.
Okay, good.
And absolutely, I'll take that because, yeah, I would absolutely love the resources back.
We can assign XP during the full rests, right?
Yes.
Indeed.
Perfect.
Ooh.
During the night, let's see, we got 5 people with us. Never mind the DM or the storyteller saying ominous things. That person's had a lot of screen time. Let's roll again. That person's had equally as much screen time. Let's roll again.
Lol.
Okay. Wyatt, you'll wake to a little shake of the shoulder. And as your eyes slowly flutter open, there stands Estrella in the aisle, more or less, of the helicopter.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I do not mean to disturb your sleep. I just wanted to know, have you been to a place like this before? You know, big, crowded space, lots of opportunities for information to get out there.
Not since becoming an agent, no.
I understand. I'm sorry. I'm a bit nervous. This is outside of the usual scope of my missions.
Oh. Not everyone does what we do?
Not exactly. When you get as high in the organization as some of us are, you are able to pick from a much broader range of assignments. And, well, I was a bit of an edge case. So I never had a small selection. I've always been able to take the quiet missions that keep me far from the public view. And this has me a little nervous.
I won't lie. I'm nervous all the time. And at Mirror Pool and on missions.
I understand. Tell me, have you closed a rift before?
No, but I've seen a couple before.
At this point, she'll sit down if there's an available seat near Wyatt. What was it like? Up close, I mean.
Well, I have to ask the storyteller, what was it like?
Let me instruct you on how to use the rift closing device before we use it to make sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's like as soon as she bitches closing the rift, you can hear David like sleep talk. Oh, I don't need the explanation again.
So, put simply, it's very chaotic. There is an immense wind pressure pushing outward from the rift at all times, making it very hard to approach. For that reason, anyone who wasn't being pulled in was likely being pushed away. And aside from that, I know why Wyatt's asking the question that he is, or rather why you, out of character, are asking the question that you are, but I would need more details on what exactly Wyatt saw to give a better answer to this question.
Huh. I mean, he saw one up close. He might have
Alright.
seen it open in the first place.
Okay. So, if you were present when one opened, you would also be keen to the distinctive change in the atmosphere that you'll notice when one is happening. Specifically, that the air gets real still, like the eye of a storm still. The temperature regulates to a rather cold temperature compared to what the human body's used to, and then the rift opens with a loud percussive blast, and all hell breaks loose.
So Wyatt will explain. Rifts are chaotic. There's this constant push of wind coming from them, and if you aren't immediately beside it, being pulled in, you are being pushed away. Not to mention when they open to begin with, things get very still, very quiet. The air stops moving, and it gets cold before they rip open loudly. They're terrifying, to be honest.
Oh dear. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I do pray that whatever we see out there, that it is easily dealt with, and that we don't have to get too close.
Well, I assume we have to get close if we want to close one.
Well, yes, but maybe not us personally.
Maybe.
I'm sorry for keeping you up. Rest well.
You too.
All right. For the rest of you, your morning will begin once the helicopter has already touched down on a helipad atop the hotel. Crane will, I know there's a word for this too. The basically playing a loud tone over the speakers on the helicopter, before saying, "Here's your stop. We're on top of the center now, so I wouldn't worry about having anyone see you approach, but if you've got a disguise for this mission, I recommend you put it on now."
So, what I am thinking on this is casual clothes. You know, we want to blend in here. Hyro, we're going to bring that suit as stealthily as we can. We're going to try and isolate Aiddo and lead him to the bathroom. I'm thinking that one of us will run crowd control to keep people from actually entering said bathroom. It'll be quite a task here in a convention center, I imagine. But possibly if you could get into a janitor closet or something and, you know, put it down as it's closed for maintenance or something, that would probably be sufficient. I'm thinking, well, there's going to be an explosion from the device being put off to close the rift.
Well, we don't know where the rift is, so it could be like a couple blocks down for all we know.
Well, if I recall, our
Regardless.
briefing was to just get Aiddo out of there, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not
Yep.
supposed to... Our briefing wasn't to go find the rift and close it, right?
Correct.
Yep.
We can get Aiddo to leave. We don't have to kill him.
Well, I'm more asking Matteo. Just to make sure that things... You know,
Sorry, go ahead.
just to make sure things haven't been changed or something.
Yeah, no. The only stated part of the mission and your main objective is to deal with Aiddo somehow. However, given that you know how rewards are dispensed now, you are aware that there will be a reward for closing the rift and dealing with any other issues.
Okay.
So it is an optional objective, but it's there if you want more cash.
I just had a thought that I hadn't had before.
Mm-hmm.
By
Would
all
it-
means.
Do you think it'd be possible to have him like? Because if the Digicore projects the form, would it be possible for him to like tuck himself back into the Digicore or like go into a device so that we can transport him more easily?
As far as I'm
By-
aware...
Sorry, go ahead.
As far as I'm aware, there is no such device.
Well, they're digital by nature, aren't they?
Exactly.
I could absolutely... I mean, I'd be willing to, you know, put my phone up for it and see if that can handle him.
Or your Steam Deck.
Or that.
The tactical acquisition. Just a thought I had. Don't mind me, keep going.
I
If
mean,
we
it is a
can-
good thought, so...
If we can get him to do that, that would be ideal. We have one means of closing one rift. We also... And I'm assuming... So, I'm kind of thinking that we're discussing this, you know, outside the helicopter. Crane's probably doing checkups on the helicopter, I would assume. So, Keshel, but I would assume that, what was the lady's name?
Straya?
Straya.
Well, that's her call sign?
Yeah. I would assume that she's probably close to us and listening in on this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have a means of sending him back if we do not find the rift he came in through. That would
Wait,
probably be the easiest way of handling him.
But also the most dangerous.
Yes.
So perhaps we should leave that as a
Absolute last resort.
Of course. Depending on if he's cooperative or not, that will determine how we handle things. If he's cooperative and we can get him to lead us back to the rift, excellent. We take him back to the rift, send him through, then close it behind him. If not, we
Yes.
do this in the bathroom, and then we've got an excuse for how we're getting out. Hyro, I am thinking that you would, if we get him to go out of the convention center with us, we can take him off somewhere secluded and then send you back to the convention center, possibly with one of you to be to, you know, watch over him. Don't want him to be alone out there in the suit.
But the problem is, we only have the head, though.
I thought Maddie was describing that it was more than just the head.
Yeah, it does have like a quadruped, like
Okay.
anatomy thing.
So it
Okay,
is a
just making
full
sure.
suit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Never mind then.
was planning on just the head, but hey, if we've got the full suit, why not use it?
Yeah.
Hey, just also had an idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know what would be a really easy place to trap him and then try to make a secret escape? In an elevator.
We could certainly attempt that.
Or, one of the maintenance corridors if there's any, because then we could, use a staff entrance and then, use a staff exit somewhere.
Yes. Now, an important thing, Hyro. We are going to want you to purposely have the suit head fall off.
Oh no.
The whole point of this is to cover up.
I know, but I don't like the attention.
It's okay, whoever's with you will quickly grab it and put it back on.
So a very small exposure then.
Exactly.
Yes.
We want
If
it
you
to
can
be
hide it.
noticed, but you don't necessarily have to, go around the rest of the way without it.
Okay. That feels better then.
I also want to make sure to hide your face when that happens, or else that's going to go viral, and we don't want that either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hide my face,
Cashel is
please.
checking for a balaclava.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Don't they usually wear stuff under
Yeah.
the?
Yes, we're
having
ruining
no-
the magic to get people to believe that there isn't actual magic going on, because right now there is actual magic as far as they're concerned.
We're ruining the magic to hide the magic.
Precisely.
Daddy,
That's a much better way to
look,
put it.
Mickey Mouse got decapitated. Oh no.
And don't worry, Hyrule, we'll make sure only 1,000 or 2,000 people see you.
Oh, this is gonna make me so much better.
Even
Actually,
Be nice.
considering you'll probably have, it'll probably be at least on a few videos, it'll probably be seen by countless tens of thousands. Possibly be in the hundreds.
Oh, you know what, Mario? That's a good question. What's the attendance at this con? Considering we have a guest star that's viral.
Well, there was certainly a lot less before someone started going viral at the con. Now there are whispers of it being a 10,000 person convention.
And I'm
He
more
doesn't
talking
really-
about, it being on the internet that, oh, he's been unmasked.
Oh yeah, that's bound to get millions.
No one will actually see Hyro's face properly.
It'll be censored, but very poorly.
Well, it will have the balaclava on, so at least everything except for your eyes will be covered.
Yes.
I still don't like this plan.
It'll be fine.
Sammy, why don't you go with him?
Okay.
I think you might stand the best chance of calming him down.
Yeah. Okay, so, Hyra, here's what we're gonna do, okay? You're gonna hold my hand, and then with the other one, I'm gonna pat you on the head and it's gonna be alright, okay?
Well, actually, I think for the sake of this, you should probably have your hand on, his shoulder or something, considering it is a quad.
That's a good point.
But either way, ideally we are able to get him to just take us to the rift, we blow it, we're good. Again, the cover-up with Hyro and Sammy getting the suit scene with the head off will cover up any questions of why and how such a realistic suit existed. And confirm that it is indeed a suit. Otherwise, try to keep your distance, though I know that'll be difficult. It'll be a quick in and out. You go down, suit head comes off, then you make a quick exit. you know, before anybody can really, before anyone can really push for more looks at it.
I'm sure it'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen?
Sammy,
Oh my god!
how many times have we told you
All right,
to
nope,
stop
nope.
saying that?
I'm not doing anything anymore. Nope, nope. Since Sammy said that, I'm not
Pyro, you're
doing it.
going to do it.
Why can't anyone else do it?
Well, considering at
Estrella.
this point it was made for your body,
It has to be you now.
God freaking dang it!
Estrella walks on ahead with her very loud heels and says, I'm going to go ahead and get through registration so we can get to the restricted parts of the convention.
Yeah.
Come meet me in the lobby when you all are finished doing whatever it is you do.
we'll go ahead and go down now. I think we've got as best we can do with what we've got right now.
Don't worry, it'll be fine. You got me with you.
Just looks at Sammy.
He is smiling very excitedly at you.
And he is not smiling at all.
Were the reservations already made in the hotel, Estrella?
Yes.
Cool.
I
Hyro?
have the necessary information with me.
Excellent. Let's go ahead and get the fursuit hidden in there first.
Agreed.
I'm going to assume it's like in a box, not just we're carrying it loose, right?
Or like a bag or something.
Yeah, it's been tucked away in a nice box that appears to have been made just for it.
Excellent.
Fancy.
So yeah, let's get that stashed away. We'll go through the registration. Hyro, just go ahead and go up and put the suit away right away.
Roger, roger.
Alright, let's do this. Time to go wait in line con.
That's
Wait.
right.
That?
What do you call it, line con?
You've never been to a con before, have you?
No.
Hyro will shake his head no.
I've had other things I've had to do than something like this.
We are likely going to be standing about 2 to 3 hours, possibly longer, in a long line of people waiting to get their badges to go into this convention.
To wait in even more lines.
Isn't there like a faster way to do this?
Not without drawing attention to yourself, I'm afraid.
Precisely. While we do have the Interpol badges, we don't necessarily want to flash them willy-nilly. We want as little
Only if-
attention on us as possible. Those are an in-emergency situation kind of thing.
If if we have to deal with law enforcement or something.
Speaking
guess
of,
we'll
let's
have
make
to-
sure everybody has one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why don't pass them out?
Now to get in the elevator to go down.
Yay!
right. Oh, and it's
not-
one of those sketchy hotel elevators that's already loaded with people anyway.
It's fine because it's not the mirror pole. That's the elevator that's trying to kill Sammy, right?
All right, Geebage, you that's your
No.
cue.
No, please, let's have it just only be the mirror pool elevator. That's funnier.
No, every elevator! Every elevator!
I think he might have fallen asleep. He didn't redeem anything for the helicopter.
As you step into this glass-walled elevator, I'm gonna make this description really long so that Given has a chance to do something. As you step into this glass-walled elevator, you can already see the center of everyone's attention, because he is posted up right in the middle of the lobby, getting all kinds of head pats, attention, and even a little flower crown. It's really cute. Aside from that, you okay, Ren?
Why are you baking on your desk, Red?
Hyro's gonna have to be in the middle of something like that.
Yep. Hyro's
And
face just looks more and more despair as he keeps looking on.
The scene has in fact gotten so chaotic that con staff are now taking it upon themselves to form queues for people to take photos and videos with Aiddo.
Okay, Hyro, it's only a couple of tens of thousands of people.
Maybe we should wait until
Don't
after.
teach my hamster to suck eggs.
Well,
Ooh, moderate
there it is.
ethereal influence.
Oh, there it is.
yep.
I mean, Harry, do you think we could just charge for each head pad or photo? We can make a killing here.
Whoa.
Sammy, Harry just look at Sammy like, no. I want to get in and out of this as fast as possible.
I'll give you half.
I'll think about it.
You're while the elevator is descending, those of you who've been in a con elevator are familiar with the little pattern of stopping on every single floor, picking up more and more people until the alarm is going off or more people simply cannot fit. In this case, it is the latter which happens first. And in that time, in the shuffle, many of you have been basically pinned to the back wall of the elevator by other attendees. However, when the elevator stops a little too abruptly for the liking of at least one congoer, they shuffle off, willing to walk down the rest of the stairs from where they are now. In the shuffle, though, a certain other congoer gets a bit of a stiff shove, and from their head, a beautiful golden and silver woven tiara falls, landing square on Hyro's head.
All right, red
Thought that
broken
was-
counter goes up.
I think we're
Hope
just
that-
gonna end
Yep.
the session here. Just like he's not gonna recover from this.
Yeah, he might
Hope
not.
that was everything you wanted, Given.
Demon, you betrayed me! Demon, why?
I'm so proud of you, Demon.
It's so squeaky.
I very badly wanted to mess with Sammy some more, but Given had other ideas.
I respect it.
Any-
I'm gonna look away from the mic. Ah! There, I'm better.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, so the rest of your elevator ride down goes pretty smoothly, and you were let out on the lobby, on the floor of the lobby, where you are within shouting distance of the very Digimon you came here to see, but assuming no one wants to break cover just yet, you walk right on past into the red line. Any one of you may roll a d6 to see how many hours you're standing in the line.
Oh God.
God.
Who rolled?
All right,
Oh no.
I'm gonna take the first one because Keshel was faster on the draw.
Oh
I was gonna
God.
say Ren should roll.
No. No. The only
You know
time
what?
he'll roll max on
Well,
a
this
die.
will be opposite. So he wouldn't roll 1, he rolled 6.
All right,
Oh.
team. Do we wish for Ren to take the roll and that be the one that counts?
You know what?
Yes.
I'm too curious how his luck's gonna go. Let's see it.
Yeah, statistically, it's in his favor.
Wait, hold up.
Let's see
Let's see
if
it,
he's
Ren.
actually cursed and rolls the worst outcome. Or rather, how
Or
his
if it's
curse
just low
works.
rolls.
Yeah, it could be
Yeah.
just low rolls. That's his
Okay.
curse. Or his curse is, the worst outcome.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Average.
Well, that
As the curse
Mediocre.
specifically is trying to make sure we cannot figure it out.
The curse
Or he's
is
just cursed to roll mediocre at best.
no, it's the curse is it's trying to hide its tracks.
yeah, we're giving it too much attention. It knows. Anyway,
So it's like give a nice mediocre roll to throw us off the scent.
after a full 3 hours of passing back and forth through the lobby in this long snaking line, you finally have your con badges and are met at the end by Estrella, who has also picked up 6 collectible water bottles for the con and hands one to each of you.
Tithed a few coins now and then. The favor of gods is worth a few gold.
Thank you, Mari.
Blessed with a middling roll.
I was gonna say somewhere between like, oh God, why is it so long? Why? Between all that.
Just the despairing as you realize it's been 2 hours and you're like only halfway through the line.
Yep, it's like I hate cons. I hate them. Why do people enjoy this?
But yeah, Estrella hands each of you some water, which you certainly need after that long in a very hot room, standing in line.
Oh yeah,
Look,
I've been meaning to
I have
ask,
no
what
space
time
for
of
you.
year is it?
Oh, Curse of Junk from Varian. Ooh. Alright, I'll keep that in my back pocket for a minute. I'm sorry, what did you say?
What time of year is it?
Oh, silly. It's still, well, the same day, presumably.
No,
I don't know, I
I
lost track myself.
I meant that out of character of like how hot we're in Northern California. How hot is it?
Oh. Another thing I confirmed but forgot about. I think we started in the fall and we're
Okay.
still there. Yeah.
So warm, but not.
Yeah. It's warm by the sheer amount of people that are in this room, not the temperature of the place itself.
Okay, well, I think we should go ahead and go get in a line to see this Aiddo.
Oh God, another line.
As I said, LineCon.
And Sammy's looking around and going, I kind of want to look at some of those things. You think we could stop to get some later?
Why do people enjoy this?
I mean, it's probably the part that comes after the line that the people are willing to go through for.
Hyro does not understand at all.
Alright, gang. I need each of you to roll a d4 this time to determine how long you are in line to see Aiddo. Or at least each of you who's standing in that line.
Woo, the D4 hating me really paid off on this one.
Hey, of course.
It's cursed.
Alright. In the chaos of trying to get into one of the many queues to see Aiddo, Hyro and David are lucky enough to get in the line together, and only spend about an hour waiting. Cashel and Sammy also wind up together, though they're in a much longer queue, probably something like taking video of Aiddo. And Wyatt, you can't even find the end of a line. You're still searching in the next hotel over.
Yeah, no, I probably give up on the line at some point and just wait for the others.
Nevertheless, an hour passes. David, Hyro, You finally crest the front of the line. And there Aiddo stands in all his glory, now wreathed with many, many, many flower crowns, and receiving all the head pats and food. How do you regard him?
David will just walk up, not wanting to break cover on his own, and just give the Aiddo head pats.
Hiro is just going to take a picture first, and then give Aiddo head pats with a small smile when he does it. Oh god, that's cute.
Intriguing.
Hiro actually says that, like, oh god, that's cute.
As they are forgetting the plan to try and get him to...
I'm just staring like, winning.
He thinks a lot of people say that.
On staff, watch the pair of you simply standing there petting the Aiddo. One of them eventually tilts their heads and says, are you waiting for someone?
Oh,
No, sorry.
sorry.
And we just go towards the exit. If they have an exit section?
At that point, the constaff will turn to the Galgamon and say, so hey, how you doing? You need anything? Some water?
He just shakes his head tail wagging, and as he fiddles with one of the many flower crowns he has.
Okay, fair enough. And they'll just continue letting the lines move. After another 2 hours.
Sigh!
Okay, so how would it look if the person that's supposed to be in the suit is helping get the guy that he's supposed to be? You know, it kind of falls apart, you know.
Well, nobody's gonna look at his face.
Yeah, but still. It gets...
Also, I just want to offer the Galgamon the option. Over the course of 2 more hours, you may choose to go literally anywhere else in the con. After all, you were a hit on the rave floor the other night. And there's always treats to find near the Headless Lounge. So, with that said, over the course of the next 2 hours, does the Aiddo wind up going elsewhere?
Can someone do a roll for me?
Sure, what kind of roll? What kind of die you want?
D4, sure.
Okay. 2.
2, he wanders off.
Right as Cashel and Sammy are reaching the end of the line, the Aiddo decides, or the Galgamon decides they're quite bored of all this and wander off elsewhere. Do you have a particular preference where you wind up?
Wherever he smells those food from. What smells those the most tasty to him?
In that case, the Galgamon wanders off in the direction of a grill simply named Red. And by grill, I mean like a restaurant grill, not just somebody put up a freestanding grill with a red fucking stapled on the side.
Wyatt not being in line is going to follow the Aiddo.
Yep.
Hail him at the very least as best he can through the crowd that is probably following him.
Cashel is going to get a nice new fluffy purplish tie in the near future.
Look, Hyro's not gonna do anything risky with so many people watching.
Yeah.
Cashel's
no way.
Cashel's going to follow.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, we were the first in line. We probably have a better chance of catching up to him.
Oh yeah. The entire time he's moving, you are like right on his heels, separated only by con staff who are trying to shepherd everyone out of his way.
Off character, the reason why I didn't say anything is because like there's too many people watching, too many eyes. I was not gonna risk anything.
Gotcha.
Cashel will attempt to, after assuming a lot of the crowd has cleared up, or at least some of it, he's gonna try and get in and be like, "Hey, you want I can pick you up some food."
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
Assuming that's, possible there, Maddie.
Absolutely. The one with the appearance of a dog walking around the grill isn't exactly getting seated at a place like this, so someone looking humanoid would need to help him out here. So yeah, totally makes sense.
So, what would you like? Anything on the menu there.
Can Digimon read?
That's a you question, Maddie.
I will say by
They are
lore,
actually
yes, they
pretty
can. I
intelligent.
mean, yeah, they are very intelligent.
I love
Okay,
the show
alright.
with Digimon being hungry, I swear.
In that case, well,
You'll just
tell you
pick a
what. Even if I don't,
random-
sorry, go ahead.
Okay. You'll just pick a random option off the menu.
Cashel will nod and go in and get in line to get the food, asking Sammy, "Hey, stay with him, please."
Mm-hmm.
Assume the rest of us can catch up while this
Oh,
is
for
going
sure.
on.
I'm going
Yeah,
to
by this point,
assume
the queues have. Sorry.
Go ahead.
By this point, the queues have mostly dissolved, and people are just letting this, albeit very popular suitor, enjoy a meal. Aside from the people who are taking photos from their own tables, no one is really showing a particular interest in him right now.
While sitting and waiting for Cashel, Sammy's just gonna softly pat puppy.
Hyro is keeping his distance to make sure that they're not realizing we're in a group or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm
Probably
going to
best.
just subtract 100 credits,
Okay.
getting food for, himself, Sammy, and Aiddo, and, well, probably extra portions for Aiddo because he is big. And, well, con prices.
Yep. Makes
So-
sense to me, Captain.
He'll bring the food over, probably find somewhere outside to go sit.
Actually, would there be like, I don't know, sometimes restaurants do, but sometimes they have like more like private-ish booths or like more towards the corner to give more privacy. I don't know if there would be some here.
Probably
shouldn't be
is,
in the
but
restaurant.
he's also huge.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Galgamon is big fluffy.
Yep, big fluffy dog.
Plus, after being in the side for
Further
so
from
long,
the public
Cashel
eye we
could
can get, the better.
probably not going to pull that off.
True.
But, oh no, stream died randomly.
Because the situation me and David was in, like, yeah, we're all in public's eyes.
Can you guys hear
We
me?
need to like get to like a room or something.
Yeah,
I am guessing
I was not gonna say anything to blow our cover up. Because that was nasty for the situation we were in.
David made
So-
usher to Hyro. He's like, you, and the stream crashed.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, they cannot hear me, but I'm gonna message them. Apparently I can hear them still, but they cannot hear me. This is incredibly weird. Oh, there goes Discord. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the recording and see if my net recovers. We'll be back hopefully shortly. Alright, we are back. Sorry about that, everybody. That was the most weird internet outage I have ever seen. Like, I saw my OBS die. You know, the connection to Twitch was lost. However, I could still hear everybody on Discord. Up until they started mentioning, oh, the stream crashed. But I was still hearing everybody on Discord. They could not hear me. The reactive images was still responding to me talking, which that is all net-based as, you know, so I have no... And then I could not see updates in either of the two main chat places that I have. But even Matteo said that it looks like the stream crashed and the fluffiness was too much. That was still showing up on the on-screen chat.
What?
Yes.
Actually, that kind of makes a little more sense. Sometimes when network providers do some sort of maintenance or updates to the system, especially if they don't announce it, they might bork specifically the upload. So anything you're trying to upload will bork, but the downloads might remain fine for a little longer or might not bork. So since streaming, sending messages, sending talk over VC, that's all sending stuff, the upload might not have worked, and eventually like Discord VC died, the download might have worked a little longer because it was still filtering through that data.
That is fair.
Basically, I'd blame the ISP.
But
no proof, but I would.
Either way, yeah, so we were sitting down with Aiddo and nomming some food outside somewhere. At least that's where things kind of started cutting off.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say to Hyro, hey Hyro, it might be prudent to maybe get into costume.
Well, the problem is the costume's in the hotel room.
Exactly.
We could take the food to the hotel room.
Well, I don't know who all is well, I mean, yes, you can take food to the hotel room. But I don't know who all is actually with Sammy, Cashel, and Aiddo at the moment.
I mean, I'm just outside of the restaurant. I'm not inside the restaurant.
Yeah, me too. I stayed with you.
Well, we were going to go eat outside, so are you guys regrouping with us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you guys being discreet, so Aiddo doesn't hear you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Cashel's going to just kind of, while we're sitting there eating, look over at Aiddo. So, is the, things, rough on the other side over there?
How would I best describe this, Maddie?
I'm sorry, what's your question?
Are things rough on the other side?
If Aiddo is privy to the fact that he's not of this world, which he probably is, he may assume that you're talking about the other side of the hotel. And then you can just answer that question in character, Aiddo.
Well, it didn't really look that much different from the other side of the building. There are trash cans back there, but I didn't really want to stoop that low, especially when folks are being very nice.
Well, I was talking about the world that you come from. You do know that you're not from this world, right?
Another head tilt.
Ah. What do
As
you
you see.
remember?
Was just going for a run, and then this there was like something opening. I got curious, and next thing I know, I was somewhere else. I was really scared by that. But folks here seem to be nice, at least.
Oh, for sure, for sure. You kind of came at a very fortuitous time here. Though it would be best to get you back home. Especially where you can run a lot easier.
Ears begin to droop at that.
Oh God!
No!
I am so glad I'm not talking to Aiddo right now. Because because I would just crumble.
Give me one moment. He's gonna, somewhat regretfully, assuming he knows the answer, but sends a text off to Estrella. I assume we would have exchanged contact info.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that we can't just take him back with us, right?
Mom, can we keep him?
And she does that thing where she sends 3 dots, typing, stops typing, starts typing again.
No, just send her a picture of him looking with his ears down, looking all sad.
You know, Kashel's gonna do that.
In all caps, OMG puppy, heart emoji, heart eyes emoji, crying emoji.
Understands.
Emoji.
Can we keep him?
No, not allowed.
He can be the squad mascot.
Yes.
... You're going to have to explain this to Raban.
Awful, terrible idea. That's how we and or Aiddo get shot.
Replying, what do you think our chances are of her being okay with it?
Skull emoji.
Understood. So, we unfortunately,
You will fall yet.
we need to get you home. It's not good for you to stay here. After this weekend is over, things are going to get very difficult. As much as I'm sure you're enjoying yourself, in a day or two, it's going to be over, I'm afraid.
And if I may step in here and leave that as our little cliffhanger, because while there may be a lot of antics to get up to with Aiddo, we're short on time, I'm afraid.
Actually, we're an hour past time. I didn't
Wait,
even
really?
notice.
Yeah, I was like,
We were
at
supposed to stop at 9?
Yeah, the other game was
Oh,
supposed to...
God.
Which, you
See,
know...
that was another reason I didn't even think about seeing Aiddo, Raharu, and Era in the waiting room is because it was like 10 till 9. I was like, oh.
Fuck.
I noticed
And
them
you-
in there, just thought nothing of it, you know, just carry on, have some fun here. And
But on Saturdays, we usually go for 4 hours, right? So...
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
still, like, I didn't say anything because I thought, like, maybe it got canceled? So that's why I kept my mouth shut.
Yeah.
I was enjoying this.
I've unfortunately got to go to tend to a very upset tummy.
Aww.
Oh,
Maddie's tummy.
Yep.
Alright, well,
So, yeah, let me go and wrap this up real fast.
okay.
It was just a lot of fun. Sorry. Check out our website. Thanks for joining us today for Agents of Reflection Scar. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They're on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to help out the channel, though you can also do so by sharing a stream around, picking up packs of cards to stream loots, grabbing some merch over at zgfgaming.store, or by subscribing to our YouTube. But for now, thank you so much for joining. We'll see you guys for more Agents of Reflection next Saturday, not this upcoming one, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.